Hey guys, James saying. So this is a quick intro. This is comparing, I have a Canon 10 to 18. This is an Ef-S lens versus the Sigma. I have the Sigma 10 to 18 2.8. So this has a fixed aperture of 2.8 at any setting at 10 to 18 millimeters. The Canon RF only opens up to 4.56, and it's at 18 millimeters, it's 5.6. So the big difference between these two lenses is the price. So the Canon is $300. The Sigma is $650. But anyway, they're essentially the same length, 72 millimeters. The Canon 10 to 18, 240 grams, where this is 280 grams. So I think an 8.47 ounces for the Canon, 9.2 ounces for the Sigma. The big difference is the price and the aperture. So, but like, if you're gonna use this for vlogging, if I already had a 10 to 18 Canon, I probably wouldn't run out and buy the Sigma lens, because when you're vlogging, you're gonna be holding the lens a certain distance from you. Now, I'm 5'8", so average or shorter than average. Some people might have a little bit longer arms. Both these lenses, when you get to a point when the lens gets so close, and I don't know what that magic point is, the background pops out of focus. Boom. Even on the 4.5, it's just the inherent nature of these lenses. Now, as I'm walking around, the lens isn't so close that the background is completely out of focus. That the Sigma, it does look better. Is it double the price better? I don't know. That's a judgment call. If I didn't have either one, I'd probably splurge and buy the Sigma 10 to 18 with the f2.8 aperture. But don't think if you're walking around vlogging with a Canon 10 to 18 and you get this and it's going to be a dramatic difference. It's going to be a little bit different, but not that dramatic. So I'll put some footage up here so that you can see what I'm talking about. And this is not a technical review about all the technical aspects of the lens, but I just wanted to give you some footage so that you could see what it was like. Especially if you're posting up YouTube videos, you have to decide, is it worth double the price? I have so many Sigma lenses. I love these Sigma lenses. I don't know, it's a judgment call. Let's get to the comparisons. Okay, and so here's the Sigma 10 to 18. I'm shooting at 18 millimeters, f2.8. I'm using a neutral density filter so I can shoot. I'm in open shade. There's some bright light, sunlight behind me. But the 10 millimeter is more for handheld, for if you're out vlogging, or if you need it, maybe you need a really wide shot to show what you're doing. But if you're going for a head and shoulder shot, the 18 I think has a better look. And and with these wide angle lenses, the closer you are to the camera, the more it will throw the background out of focus, whether it's a 2.8 or whatever setting. As I'm further back, the background will come more into focus. So I would purposely do more tight headshot on 18 millimeter. And if you didn't want it to be this tight, but the background out of blurry background, then maybe move to a 35 or a 50 millimeter lens. So this is a Sigma 10 to 18 shooting at 18 at f2.8, which should be much better than the Canon 10 to 18 because it can only open up to 4.5. So now here's the comparison. I'm trying to get the framing about the same. This is the Canon 10 to 18. It can only open up to 4.5. So probably shouldn't be as good as look as the background, probably more in focus. Now if I'm like really close, but who wants to be this close? But the background does go more out of focus. But certainly if I'm a little further back, this is going to be much more depth of field than I want. But I think this is about where I was with the other lens. And so this would be the comparison of the Canon 10 to 18 shooting at its widest aperture versus the Sigma 10 to 18 shooting at its widest aperture. And we also got to compare walking around holding by hand. All right, so this is handheld. This is the Canon 10 to 18 shooting at 10 millimeters. And I'm just going to walk around in the open shade because it's too much of a challenge to do open shade and direct sunlight. So we'll see how so this does have image stabilization, so that is one good thing about that, image stabilization. But the 10 millimeters is very comfortable to walk around and hold. I just have my back of my arm resting against my body. But I'm curious how the depth of field looks compared to the Sigma shooting at f2.8. So let's get a comparison. Now this is the Sigma. 10 millimeters. I am at 10 millimeters. The Sigma. I have to use a neutral density filter to shoot at f2.8. But this is lighter. It's easier to carry. It doesn't have image stabilization though. But I'm curious, is the background more pleasing to the eye to look at in the videos? So I don't know, the trade-off, no image stabilization versus shooting at f2.8. So I don't know, we got to see. Is this too shaky? I mean, I guess I could do image stabilization, but if I don't have to do image stabilization post-processing, I don't want to. But I've been happy with this, all my Sigma lenses so far. So I don't see any reason why this would be different. And this is an RF lens mount. All right, so should you buy the lens? I like it a lot. Positives and negatives. Well, it's twice as expensive. I have a Canon 10 to 18. It's an EF lens. $300 versus $650. If you're using it for like YouTube videos, you're using it for headshots, you're using it for vlogging, especially handheld, I probably would not go out and get the Sigma lens if you already have a 10 to 18. Because handheld vlogging, it's not going to be that dramatic of a difference. Now, if you don't have a 10 to 18 and you're looking to buy something in that range, I probably would splurge. That's just me, and spend the extra money because the background does look better. Here's an example. So it comes down to what are you using the lens for? They're both quality lenses. I love all my Sigma lenses. So it just comes down to what are you using the lens for, and do you have that extra cash to spend on this lens versus a cheaper Canon lens. Alright guys, thanks a lot. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. It would help my channel. If you found the information helpful or useful, consider subscribing to the channel. If you do, remember to turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next video when it comes out. Alright, and here's hoping the hurricane, not that I'm wishing it on anybody else, but I hope it misses where I am. Alright guys, thanks a lot.